Welcome to Mind Fuel Daily 6R, where we ignite your mind with stories that inspire action, courage, and transformation. Today, we dive into the extraordinary journey of a man who didn't just build products, he built possibilities. A college dropout, a spiritual seeker, a rebel with a vision. His name? Steve Jobs. From a garage in California to the global stage, Steve Jobs redefined innovation. He faced rejection, failure, even got fired from his own company. But he came back stronger, leading Apple to create the iMac, iPod, iPhone, and iPad products that changed how we live, communicate, and dream. This is not just a story about technology. It's a story about believing in your vision, trusting your instincts, and daring to think different. So plug in, power up, and get ready, because the journey of Steve Jobs is more than motivation. It's a blueprint for greatness. Let's begin. 1. The beginning. A different kind of child, 1955. On February 24, 1955, a baby boy was born in San Francisco, California. His biological parents were Joanne Skeebel and Abdul Fattah Jandali, two college students who weren't ready to raise a child. They decided to give him up for adoption. He was adopted by Paul and Clara Jobs, a working-class couple. Paul was a machinist and mechanic. Clara worked as an accountant. They named their new son Stephen Paul Jobs. From the start, Steve was curious, independent, and rebellious. His father taught him how to build things and appreciate craftsmanship. Steve loved taking apart radios and electronics in the garage. This early passion would shape his entire future. 2. School life, rebellion, and genius. Steve was a smart kid but didn't enjoy traditional schooling. He often got bored and pulled pranks on teachers. However, he was extremely intelligent, especially in electronics. In high school, he met a boy who shared his interest in technology, Steve Wozniak, a brilliant engineer. This friendship would become the foundation of Apple. 3. College dropout and spiritual journey. In 1972, Steve joined Reed College in Oregon. It was expensive, and his adoptive parents spent their savings to send him there. But after just one semester, Steve dropped out, realizing he wasn't interested in the formal education system. Instead, he attended classes informally, like calligraphy. He later said this class inspired the beautiful fonts on the first Macintosh computer. Around this time, Steve became deeply interested in spirituality and Eastern philosophy. He traveled to India in 1974 in search of enlightenment. Though he didn't find all the answers, this journey influenced his minimalist style and unique way of thinking. 4. The birth of Apple, 1976. Back in California, Jobs and Wozniak started working in Jobs' garage. They had a bold idea: make personal computers for everyone, not just big companies. In 1976, they founded Apple Computer Company. Their first product, Apple I, was a simple computer board that sold modestly. But their second product, Apple II, was a massive success, one of the first highly successful mass-produced personal computers. By age 25, Steve Jobs was a millionaire. Apple went public in 1980, making history. 5. The Macintosh Revolution, 1984. Steve believed computers should be beautiful, easy to use, and powerful. In 1984, Apple launched the Macintosh, a computer with a graphical user interface, something the world had never seen at that level. The famous 1984 commercial became iconic. The Macintosh changed how people interacted with computers forever. But inside Apple, there were tensions. Steve's intense, perfectionist personality often clashed with others. 6. The fall fired from his own company, 1985. In 1985, after internal power struggles, the board sided with then CEO John Sculley. Steve Jobs was removed from his leadership role and eventually left Apple, the company he created. It was a painful moment. But instead of giving up, Steve said later, "Getting fired from Apple was the best thing that could have ever happened to me." 7. Next and Pixar, the comeback seeds. After leaving Apple, Jobs started Next, a computer company focused on advanced workstations for universities and businesses. The Next computer was technically excellent, but didn't sell well commercially. However, during this time, Steve made one of his smartest moves. He bought a small animation studio from George Lucas called Pixar. Pixar created Toy Story in 1995. The world's first fully computer-animated film. It became a massive success, making Pixar a leader in animation and Jobs a billionaire. 8. Return to Apple and the iRevolution, 1997 to 2011. In the mid-1990s, Apple was struggling badly. Ironically, in 1997, Apple acquired Next, bringing Steve Jobs back. Once back, Jobs quickly restructured the company. He focused on innovation, simplicity, and design. This led to a wave of revolutionary products. 1998, iMac, colorful, user-friendly computers. 2001, iPod, changed how people listen to music. 2003, iTunes Store, changed the music industry. 2007, iPhone, a revolutionary smartphone that changed the world. 2010, iPad, defined a new category of devices. These products didn't just succeed, they reshaped entire industries. 9. Leadership style, visionary and demanding. Steve Jobs was known for his reality distortion field, the ability to make people believe in the impossible. He pushed his teams hard, demanded excellence, and was deeply involved in product design. He wasn't easy to work with, but he brought out brilliance in those around him. 10. Health battles and legacy, 2004 to 2011. In 2004, Steve was diagnosed with a rare form of pancreatic cancer. He continued to lead Apple despite his health issues, even undergoing a liver transplant in 2009. On October 5, 2011, Steve Jobs passed away at the age of 56. The world mourned. Apple stores worldwide became memorial sites, filled with flowers, letters, and tributes. 11. Legacy. The man who changed the world, Steve Jobs, didn't just create products. He created experiences, industries, and a cultural shift. He taught the world to think different. Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Steve Jobs' Stanford speech, 2005. His journey from a garage to global icon, from failure to comeback, from vision to reality, remains one of the most inspiring stories in modern history. Key lessons from Steve Jobs' life. Follow your passion even if the path isn't clear. Failure can be the best teacher. Think different, don't just follow trends. Stay hungry, stay foolish. And that's the journey of Steve Jobs, a visionary who turned setbacks into stepping stones and ideas into revolutions. If his story lit a spark in you, don't let it fade. Chase your vision, think different. And remember, greatness begins with belief. Thanks for watching Mindfuel Daily 6R. Stay inspired, stay unstoppable. See you in the next one.
And finally, I want to hear from you. Your comments and feedback are invaluable. They help me create content that is relevant and helpful to you. So don't be shy, share your thoughts and join the conversation. Together, we can make this community a valuable resource for each and every one of us. So go ahead, take the first step towards a better, brighter future. Hit that subscribe button and join our awesome community. Thank you for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.